see what we got here. 20,000 emails? Hi, this is Adam. That is a good idea. Oh, hold on just a second, can you? Hi, this is Adam. Yeah, that's a terrific idea. Oh, and can you hold on just a second? I'm getting another call. Hi, this is Adam. Okay, everybody, hold on just a second.
Coming through. Coming through. Coming through.
What the heck was that?
Suggestions.
What, for stuff we got wrong or stuff we should retest?
All of the above.
Sounds like we have some unfinished business.
What's all this?
This is a bit of unfinished business for us. Every single letter here represents a fan's request that we either A, retest a story they think we got wrong, or B, take a new tack on an old story.
Is any of it any good?
Actually, there is a bunch of really fine material in here. We've got stories about holding on to hand grenades to keep them from going off. Fans that want us to revisit some aspect of our old spy car episode, specifically involving the tire-bursting tacks. Whoa! And we've got a story about reloading automatic pistols. Can you really do it as fast as they do in the movies?
Anything else?
Yes. The first one I think we should tackle involves video games. Fans want to know, if you're playing a video game that is representing a real-world skill, can the video game make you better at that actual skill?
Video games as a teaching aid.
Yes, I think we should test that.
That sounds great. I'm up for it.
All right, let's do it.
In the video game special, the Mythbusters had a blast. But fans say there's unfinished business. Because Adam and Jamie didn't test an idea that's as old as gaming itself. Can virtual practice provide real-world skills? To find out, Adam and Jamie first need a blank slate.
When it came time to choose a skill that video games might make us better at, we ended up choosing golf.
Hop in, fancy pants.
All right, let's go play golf. It turned out upon discussion that neither of us had ever played a game of golf in his entire life, either in real life or in the virtual space. Thus, golf it is, and golf is perfect.
We're here at one of the most beautiful and certainly one of the most famous golf courses in the world, the legendary Pebble Beach Golf Links. The fact that Adam and I, with absolutely no knowledge of golf whatsoever, are playing our very first game here is, well, it's kind of a travesty, actually, but what are you gonna do?
Well, luckily for the course, that travesty will have to wait. Because first, it's time to swing for science.
At this point, neither Adam nor I have played any golf at all. So the first thing that we're going to do before anything else is we're going to take a swing here on camera.
Am I supposed to whack it or putt it?
In front of this high-tech golf swing analysis system. And we're going to compare it to a later analysis that we'll do after we've received training and played a game of golf.
Having a good swing is one of the key skills for all golfers.
There it is, in all its glory.
So precisely comparing swings pre- and post-training will be one of two crucial pieces of data.
That felt terrible.
And with the pre-swings in the can, it's on to the second metric, comparing their before and after scores on the course. And for that, our golfing greenhorns
Shall we play?
must fare to the fairway.
If we're going to investigate improvement, we need a baseline to compare that improvement to.
I think we're supposed to go that way.
That means we need a control, and that means Jamie and I are going to play golf as the blank slate neophytes we really are.
I've never played a game from scratch before.
We're going to tally up those scores and then separate for some real training. Jamie's going to spend a day getting trained by a machine. I'm going to spend a day getting trained by a person.
Do we have any balls? And you got those little stick things, right?
After the training, we will reconvene on the golf course, play the same holes, and tally up and see just who has improved the most.
Coupled with the swing analysis, the guys are pulling out all the stops.
Go for it, sir.
And first to tee off, it's Jamie. Who can literally only get better.
What do I know about golf?
Maybe you need a different club for that.
Seems like it's as good as any. Well, most of my knowledge centers on the aerodynamic qualities of the dimples on a golf ball, which I seem to recall applying to a car to improve its gas mileage.
That's the coolest thing ever.
Beyond that, I understand there's something that you hit the ball with to make it go specific places.
I don't think you're supposed to use the tee every time.
And that's about it.
Ooh, that was beautiful, Jamie.
The par score for this 300-yard hole is 4 shots, something that the boys are already beyond.
Oh,
Even before Adam loses his ball.
my ball ended up bouncing into there, and I've been looking, I can't find it. It's a shocking amount of energy these clubs can deliver to these balls. Oh,
That's bad.
I know that's the whole point, but it's sort of surprising to be on the business end of it.
By hook or by crook, the guys slowly approach the green.
Oh. Hey, Jamie.
Uh-oh, sand pit.
Uh-oh, uh-oh. Same sand pit.
And that's where the fun really begins.
Oh, that's bad.
Their fundamental lack of understanding of course management and swing mechanics
I'm trying to imagine all the golf aficionados just screaming at their televisions right now.
racks up their score.
That wasn't very good, Jamie.
No. Tick-tock, Grandpa.
But eventually, they escape the sand
Hey! Oh, oh. Nice.
and get down to the business end, putting.
Looks like it slopes that way. I know enough of watching golf that you want to account for the slope and the momentum. I mean, come on, I know a little bit about physics. In the hole. In the hole. So there you have it. For the first time in my life, I was able to get a little piece of plastic several hundred yards from where I started to a hole using some carefully engineered sticks.
This is a very interesting process, trying to learn a game as complicated as golf without being told anything.
There we go.
Not bad.
It's pretty clear that Jamie and I are improving certain things,
That was so close.
but it's also clear that it is this mountain of knowledge that we're not even touching. Feels like sort of stabbing around in the dark with a fork, trying to kill a bear.
We should have been able to do this in 4.
Oh.
That's a par 4.
Taking a break from the fairway, what's next for unfinished business?
So what was the issue with how we did spike our tacks?
Well, fans noted that while we correctly replicated spikes we'd seen in movies,
There we go.
tetrahedral in shape and spiky, they also noted that those would let air out of the tires a lot more efficiently if they were hollow.
Well, that kind of makes sense, and we can easily test that.
I know, I think we should.
Hollow tacks should make for a better getaway gadget. But will they immediately stop the chase car first time, every time?
In our previous Spike Car episode, our spikes looked like this. But fans have told us that they want hollow tacks, and that is where this stuff comes in. This is a bunch of hollow steel tubing. I'm going to use it to fashion some hollow spikes.
Now, I could just bend and cut and weld each spike individually, but I'm a big believer in the assembly line process. Perfect. Oh, not perfect. That's perfect. So this bending, this is actually the first step in my assembly line for these spikes.
It's the first step in a 4-part process.
I love blacksmithing.
So what's next for our resident Q?
Step 2 of my assembly line process, the cutting. So now there's 2 halves of one spike, and there you go. That's how that puppy is gonna work. Cut out a bunch of these, start to weld them together. Boom! We have our hollow spikes.
With Adam cutting corners for science, it's soon onwards and upwards.
Step 3 of my assembly line process, the welding.
You may recognize the rig I'm gonna use for welding as the one I built for the first episode, and it works like this. Look at that. You sit the 2 parts in there and weld in the middle, bang, you're done. Isn't that cool?
Because only a small weld is required per tack, it's not long before Adam sealed the deal on all 50.
Ah, awesome. That's the last one. Now, normally if I was a cop making my own road spikes on the weekends, I would leave them this color because they blend in with the road. But we're making a television show and I want these things to be bright. So step 4 of my assembly line process is to paint them bright pink so we can see them on camera. Oh, yeah, look at that. So pretty.
It's worth covering why the tack is the structure that it is. Why 2 90-degree angles join perpendicularly at the center? Well, it's because when you do that, what you end up with is called a tetrahedral arrangement. A tetrahedron is a 4-sided regular polygon, one of the Platonic solids. In layman's terms, it means one point is always facing up, and that means it's ready to pierce the tire.
That's the theory. But at the runway, will it be license to kill?
Tick-tock, Grandpa.
To find out if you can gain real-world skills
Wow,
from video games,
I went off the cliffs. There are cliffs?
Adam and Jamie are attempting to play golf.
See the flag right there?
I do. It's another stick. They should just call this game Sticks. Sticks and balls.
They'll call the myth based on 2 tests, a pre- and post-training swing analysis and a before and after score comparison.
There we go.
It's worth repeating right here that Jamie and I know absolutely nothing about the game of golf.
Where'd it go?
I think it's gone.
Don't get me wrong, we understand there is a game called golf and that people play it.
Bit by bit.
And I have spent many Sundays watching it on television because golf is the only sport that I enjoy watching on television for some reason.
Woohoo! Yes! In your face, Hoosier!
But as far as, you know, what these clubs do,
Okay, be the ball.
why there's so many of them,
Pretend that ball owes you money. Nice!
what they're good for,
I'm going with a 5-iron.
Okay.
I don't know why.
we are blank slates. We are tabula rasas.
There's my ball. Right at the edge of doom.
Having no prior golfing experience is the only way to see if video game training can work. And after sinking the final putt,
Give me a high five. God, that is such bull. What are you, 12?
we now know the scores to beat.
You beat me.
Woohoo! Yes, 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 yes. But seriously, I guess now it's time for us to go away and get some learning and come on back and try this contest again.
That's what it's about, isn't it? Adam did better than I did, but let's be honest, we were both really pretty terrible. So it effectively means that we're starting with an even playing field. But from here on in, I'm going to be trained by a machine, and Adam's going to be trained by a person.
I'm
genuinely curious to see if Jamie's game improves by playing against a machine. I mean, heck, the man was born from machines. They ought to be able to speak his language.
Back at the shop, Jamie plugs in and goes to work upgrading his internal golf app.
There are a lot of different virtual golf games out there, but we've chosen one in particular called John Daly's Pro Stroke because it claims to help you improve your swing. Now, a golfer's swing is crucial to his game, so I'm going to see if it helps me improve mine because I could improve a great deal. So we're on the first hole, and I've got to go 440 yards to get that ball into the hole. I'm going to have to hit it as hard as I can, which means that I'm going to have to come all the way up.
Using the game's motion capture wand, Jamie's often swinging.
I almost hit some people.
And despite being instructed what club to use and when...
Okay, so it says I need to use a 3-iron. Oops. What'd I do?
His virtual start is as bad as his real-world start.
I bumped the ball, and it only went a foot. That was bad. Watching me practice with this software, you might think there's no way it's going to actually help me improve my game. Did I overshoot that? But if there's one thing I've learned on this show, it's to not be so sure of myself. I'm back where I was. So we've got to give it its due chance. Where's my caddy?
A double-digit start is not great, but Jamie soon realizes that there is information he can glean from the game.
At this point, I'm noticing a whole bunch of stuff. I guess I'm going to try to mimic what he's actually doing physically, and we'll see whether that helps. And it does seem to be very exacting about what it requires. While I'm in the rough, the little subtleties of a slight change of the angle of the swing, the head of the club in a certain orientation to the ball. Oh, well, I'm not in the sand pit. So this is pointing out that even the most minute variations on that are going to make a huge difference out on the field.
After 2 hours of intense practice,
Nice. Bogey. I made a bogey.
Jamie's swing seems to be improving.
Looks like I got fairly close, actually.
He's also learning how to read the wind and the greens.
Well, it is teaching me that I need to account for the angle of the terrain.
Something that's reflected in his scores.
Oh, my goodness. I made par. I'm doing fairly well. The numbers are showing that I went from 10 down to where I'm now at par for the first time. So I'm apparently learning something.
Jamie is getting better and better. But will any of this help him back in the real world, as the myth would suggest?
I've spent a day with this golf teaching program, and I did dramatically better here than I did out on the actual course. How about that for a shot? I made my first birdie. Now, does that mean when I go back out on the course, I'm going to do dramatically better there because of what this has taught me? That's what we're testing.
When Adam and Jamie recently took aim at grenades, there was fire in the hole. But fans have found a new detonation drama.
So get a grip.
Get a grip yourself.
No. That is actually the name of the story that we're doing. There is a TV show called The Bridge, and on this show, a bad guy took a mother with her kids and locked them in a shed, but before he locked them inside, he handed the mom a live grenade so that she's holding on to it, knowing that her ability to hold on to it is her only line between life and certain death. And after a couple of hours, she can barely hold on any longer. Her forearm's all cramped, and she's just about to let go when the hero shows up and saves the day. But here's the question. Is holding on to a grenade really that difficult?
Well, I hope when we go to test this, we can use an inert grenade.
That was the plan, yes.
Well, do you mind if I put something a little extra in there, a little surprise, maybe?
Something to raise the stakes?
Just a little.
That sounds good. Let's do it. If I'm gonna test these mitts' ability to hold on to a grenade for more than a couple of hours, I could just sit on the couch and do it while the camera rolled.
That's it.
But where is the televisual interest in that, I ask you? Oh, no. We are going to conduct this experiment in an experiment conducting kind of place.
Good enough.
A room in which I will be locked in for a couple of hours to see how well I can hold on to a grenade. There's nothing worse than painting ceilings. When I get to hell, if there is one, they'll be like, oh, time to paint the ceiling.
With Adam's flat pack pad signed, ceilinged, and delivered,
Now that's an experimental space.
it's over to Jamie, who's preparing some extra motivation.
To try to replicate the pressure the woman in the clip was feeling, I think it's important that our genuine grenade not be completely inert. So I've rigged a little consequence for Adam if he lets go. Let's just say he's in for a shock.
Both Jamie and Adam are trying to make sure that everything matches the clip, including
Nice outfit.
Well, never let it be said I'm not willing to go the extra mile for science.
And with that, it's go time.
3, 2, 1.
There we go.
In the TV show, the woman had to hold on to the grenade for about 2 hours.
So far, it doesn't feel so bad.
But the thing is, there's a spring behind this that wants to flip that lever away. So over time, this could be really difficult. A lot harder than you think.
25 minutes in, and Jamie's prediction is turning out true.
I have to say, I seriously thought this was going to be just a ridiculous cakewalk, but I am starting to feel a little fatigue in my hands. Well, I'm not exactly sure what Jamie set up in terms of his consequences. I have to tell you that it adds a genuine psychological aspect. Knowing that I will unleash some version of hellfire if I let go of this, it definitely makes it a little bit more accurate.
Adam's basic instinct is to hang on for dear life. But will he go the distance?
Let's see what we got here.
Thanks to an inbox that's fit to burst
20,000 emails?
and a mailbag that's full to the brim, Adam and Jamie are retackling fan favorites.
Sounds like we have some unfinished business.
And next up, they're returning to the runway for Spy Car 2.0.
Do you have to tailgate me like that?
No, but it's fun.
Shall we set up the course?
Yeah. Our plan today is pretty straightforward for a Mythbusters car day. In general, it's a little bit of driving and a little bit of mayhem. Whoa! In specific, it's about a quarter-mile course, starting with the straightaway.
Last one.
Jamie will drive down that straightaway in a pickup truck at about 40 miles an hour, and I'm going to chase him about 3 car lengths behind. At a certain point, he'll drop his load of tacks and then make a U-turn followed by a slalom. Obviously, by chasing, I'm going to drive over those tacks, and I've got to follow him through that U-turn and that slalom as closely as I can, if I can at all. Our goal is to see how well our new hollow tacks work compared to the old non-hollow ones.
There's no doubt that hollow tacks will puncture the tires, but will it stop the car stone dead, as many viewers claim?
A prediction? Look, I have a tremendous amount of experience from this show of driving cars that are out of control.
Jamie!
And my prediction is that I'm going to get a little more experience with that today. I think that these tacks are going to deflate my tires fairly handily, and while I may be able to make the U-turn after I run over them, I don't think I'm going to be very useful on the slalom, but I cannot wait to find out.
Are you ready, Adam?
Dude, I'm ready. Let's do this.
Okay. Hollow tacks on the road in 3, 2, 1, go.
Oh, this is gonna be fun. All right, we're up to speed. Jamie's got his bucket ready. Here it goes. Oh, ho, 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 ho. Oh, yeah. Oh, I feel them in my tires. Oh, now I'm making the turn. Okay. Hey, I'm still making the turn. Yeah, I'm still making the turn. Whoa, whoa, whoa. No. Oh.
Now that's what I call a result.
That was freaking awesome. So I'm driving behind Jamie when, like it's Johnny Appleseed of death, he starts sprinkling these steel tacks along the road. I drive right over them, and immediately I start hearing them tunk-a-tunk-a-tunk-a-tunk-a-tunk in my car. And then almost as fast, I start hearing my rims hit the ground, and the car rolled to a complete halt about 300 feet later. Oh, no. That is an effective tool for stopping cars.
Yep, just 15 seconds after impact, Adam was brought to a grinding halt as all 4 tires got trashed.
One of the things I noticed about this particular design is that if they stick into the tire, they form a nice tube through which air can flow and deflate the tire quite quickly. But if the tire is moving really fast, they can sling back out again, and instead of leaving a narrow hole that will close up like the solid spikes did, they're cutting a rubber plug out and taking it with them. And it's pretty cool.
Now, I want to start this wrap-up by saying I don't think we got the tacks wrong on the first try because we were imitating tacks we've seen in movies, right?
Yeah.
All right, but with our new hollow tacks, were the fans right?
Yes, they're deflating tires in seconds as opposed to minutes with the other one.
Totally confirmed. Let's get out of here in a car that runs.
With one piece of unfinished business now finished, it's back to the Hurt Locker,
These safety goggles are starting to give me a headache.
where Adam's testing if he can derail a detonation by gripping a grenade.
I've been holding this grip so long that I actually can feel that my fingers are a little bit weaker. I can feel the spring of the spoon wanting to push my fingers outwards. That is interesting and not a little scary.
The reason Adam is struggling is down to cramp. Because the muscles in his forearm and wrist have been contracting for more than an hour, the chemical balance inside is out of whack, which causes the muscles to contract more than normal. Now, not only is that painful, but it means that Adam is not in full control over what his arm is doing. So he may just let go yet.
That's the theory.
How you doing?
What are you, a marionette?
But because Adam's grasping with a light touch, he's able to keep most of the cramp at bay. And while it is undoubtedly uncomfortable,
Ow, 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 ow. Oh,
it's not long before time's up.
there it is, 2 hours. I'm still alive. I just want to point out that in the show, she was saying that her arm was all cramped up and really hurting, but I don't feel anything like severe cramping. I could easily go for probably a couple more hours at least before, I don't know, I'd switch hands and I get another 4 hours. Oh.
Yep, despite the odd twinge, Adam got a grip with way less hassle than the clip. And that's not all.
So I was thinking, why take the risk of getting cramps at all?
I don't love this. I don't love it. It's too wide.
I mean, this woman had access to all sorts of stuff.
My pantyhose.
Stuff she could have used to tie down the spoon of the grenade.
Oh, and I thought this experiment couldn't get less dignified.
Surely that is going to be the easiest of all options.
Yeah, that's what I'm talking about. I only had to sacrifice my dignity to make it happen.
With the grenade bound and gagged, there's no chance of a boom. Until Adam takes one for the team.
This one's for you. I'm also kind of curious about what's going to happen.
Here we go. 3, 2, 1. Oh!
That was beautiful.
So the myth that you can't hold on to a grenade for longer than 2 hours?
Totally busted. And I think in a mighty fine way.
And what about being able to disable the grenade?
Totally feasible. Pantyhose fit the bill.
Yeah, there are probably a half a dozen different ways you could disable the thing, as long as you're not stark naked in that room.
That would really suck. Let's call it.
Can playing video games really set you up with real-world skills? To find out, Jamie's the test subject taming the technology,
Bogey. I made a bogey.
while Adam can't resist competing, courtesy of more traditional training.
My training today is going to happen at the legendary Pebble Beach Golf Academy. Founded in 1996, it encompasses both the latest cutting-edge technology as well as some of the United States' best golf teachers. Mine today, Laird Small, was voted PGA's Golf Teacher of the Year. So, Laird, where do we begin?
Well, why don't we start with the introduction of the golf clubs and how to use them properly.
We're going to see if he can't take me from 0 to hero, or if not to hero, at least to an integer slightly above 0.
Now, this hinging is a huge power source. If you think about a hammer and a nail, this gives you some leverage.
This is a real treat for me, and it's totally fascinating. In science, we're always talking about eliminating variables. Well, this is all about eliminating variability, increasing repeatability.
So let me see if I can get you in the right posture.
Everything Laird is telling me about my grip and my stance,
There you go. Beautiful.
and my roll and follow-through.
It's open. It's open, 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 open. Squaring. Close, 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 close.
Is about increasing that reliability of the swing so that the ball hits are consistent.
Good. Nice. See the ball just jumped right up?
It sounds really straightforward, but physically it feels incredibly complicated.
All right, should we go outside and hit some?
Let's totally do that. Well, I understand just a couple of things so far. One, Laird is a fantastic teacher. Two, golf is about a lot more than just how you dress. Laird has run me through the grip, the stance, and the swing, and now he feels like we've done enough work in here that we can head out to the actual outdoors and drive some balls. I'm pretty sure that that's a driver.
Adam's receiving a solid grounding in the fundamentals,
Here's your driver.
the clubs, the grip, and the mechanics of the swing.
Hey!
Nice, look at that.
Wow!
That is spectacular.
It went like that way.
Yes, that's right.
And after a full day of this traditional training,
Wow.
Adam has clearly lifted his game.
That felt great. Obviously, I'm an inveterate skill learner, and I have learned to do many things in my life.
That was awesome.
That's amazing.
How'd that feel when you hit it?
That felt incredible.
Way to go.
But I've very specifically taught myself a couple of precise skills that apply directly to golf. Wow.
How about that?
It left the trap. That was the thing that was flummoxing me and Jamie repeatedly.
Nice.
One is juggling, and the other is billiards. In both cases, it's about refining your physical movements and your body memory until what you're about to do is predictable. Yeah. And amazingly, I'm starting to see how it could actually work as a game. It is no longer a mystifying game to me. I now start to see its outlines and think, maybe I could actually play this. Yeah! Oh, yeah. Oh, yeah. Oh, yeah. Woohoo! I think I'm ready for the Hyneman. Laird, thank you so much. You've, like, radically, well, to say you've improved my game is a misnomer because I didn't have a game a few hours ago. I really, really appreciate it.
This was a lot of fun. You did great, and you know something? Don't let this get out, but you're very coachable.
Oh, excellent. I like being coachable.
Me too.
Thanks so much.
Good job.
Back at the shop,
It's really pretty out here.
the Hyneman has also been putting in the hours, and he too is showing signs of improvement.
I earned another trophy. Next.
His swing seems less shoddy,
196 yards. Hardly seemed like I hit it at all.
and he's picking up tips about club use.
Okay, so I need to use a 3-iron. Nice.
As well as putting technique.
All off to the side. I didn't compensate. for the angle of the terrain, and I should have.
But to find out if that all translates to real-world improvements, it's back to the beach to see if Jamie can pull this one out of the bag. But not quite yet.
Over the years, we have done tons of stories about guns and ammo. Now fans want us to tackle the modern version of the quick draw.
What's that exactly?
Well, there's a classic trope in action movies when the hero empties his gun, he's able to reload in a ultra super fast blink and you miss it fashion.
And the fans want to know if that's actually possible.
And so do I.
Okay, then.
Let's get shooting.
When it comes to being trigger happy, Adam and Jamie have history. But are they quick enough on the draw?
Now, we'd be remiss if we didn't examine the fact that everyone in movies can spray an unlimited number of bullets in a tiny period of time with a high degree of accuracy. And so Jamie and I are going to take a look at just what the real-world threshold is for speed, number of bullets, and accuracy.
And so we've come to Milpitas Gun Range in Milpitas, California to test just that.
First up, Jamie and I are going to try to shoot 3 full magazines of bullets as fast as we possibly can. Now, this first test is about speed, not accuracy, and so the bullets we'll be using have this funny little pinched end. That's a blank, not a real bullet.
Start shooting in 3, 2, 1, go.
Mechanically, firing and reloading the gun is a pretty basic process. When the magazine is out, you press a button, out comes the magazine, you put another one in, and you're ready to go again.
Wow.
But the thing you have to remember is that there's this horrific noise and percussion. It's a really kind of disturbing, violent action that is going on here. And so trying to put that sequence really smoothly together, it's not easy.
That's it. 38 seconds. You got slower towards the end there.
Jamie's shoot speed was solid, but his magazine change was nothing like the slick and quick action hero.
My turn.
Can Adam do any better?
3, 2, 1, go.
In the annals of things that we learn while doing things that we don't normally do, that is up there. Just firing 3 magazines worth of bullets, my finger got exhausted and I stopped being able to go pop, 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 and started going pop, pop.
Oh! What was my time?
27:66.
Woohoo!
At a rate of 2 trigger pulls per second with a reasonable reload, Adam has upped the ante. But what if their shots had to count?
A lot of work to load 3 magazines.
Cue the live ammo.
Here's the accuracy part of this test. Our goal is still to fire as fast as possible.
3,
but this time to stay with all of our shots
2,
landing within this 7 ring.
1, go. Nicely done. You improved on your time the first one, 33 seconds.
Marginally faster, but from reasonably close range, Jamie missed a stationary target several times.
Well, looks like 3 landed outside the target area.
And when Adam also misses the mark, with minimal improvement to his time,
Done. Woo!
Hollywood's mythical depiction of the magazine reload is looking like film fiction.
Adam and I have acquired some experience with guns over the years, but we're not that good of a metric as to rapid firing and reloading. We do have a guy that is, though, and his name is Travis Tomasi.
Travis Tomasi is a competition shooter with 18 years of experience. He is legendary at his ability to swap magazines.
Right. That's pretty cool.
Thank you, gentlemen.
That's promising. But can he pull off that seemingly superhuman movie move? while taking out the target.
Go.
Wow.
Clear.
That was amazing. What was his time?
17 seconds.
17 seconds. That was incredible.
Watching Travis work is kind of like watching a machine gun. It's almost surreal because, I mean, he's moving so quickly that you can't really even see what he's doing. But the real test is right here. Not only was he doing it almost twice as fast as I was, he was pretty much hitting dead center on the target.
You know what I like about this is for years on this show, we've been finding things that are really common in movies and demonstrating how ludicrous they are in real life. But in this case, we've done kind of the opposite. So we've actually taken something that seems ludicrous in the movies and we've bettered it in real life. That's pretty cool.
Yeah, that much lead being put through a pistol in that amount of time accurately, it's unreal.
Let's get out of here.
Okay.
After a truly abysmal game of golf, Jamie and I went off to get some training. Him by a video game,
Where's my caddy?
me by a person. Now we've come back to the links at Pebble Beach, and we're gonna put those potential skills to the test. Remember, this isn't about whether machine learning is better than person learning. It's about whether learning from a video game has any efficacy at all.
Whoops. That's one.
I'm just here to provide a control, and control is what I hope I finally have over this guy right here. Let's get started.
Having been trained by a pro,
Nice.
Cool, that felt good.
Adam's first 2 shots show immediate improvement.
That worked like exactly how I wanted it to work.
The key question is, what happens to Jamie?
Nice.
Will his video game training result in any improvement at all?
Ah.
Well, not so far. In the real world, his swing is still unbalanced.
That wasn't very good at all.
And without computer assistance, he's guessing which club to use when.
I think I'll try this one. Still not really sure why, but looks right to me.
And that's reflected in the scores for the first hole. Traditional training has seen Adam's score plummet, while Jamie's only betted his best by 1 shot.
There are several things that caused me concern about the video game instruction, and one of the key ones was that it seemed virtually impossible to miss the ball. Now, I know that it's possible to miss the ball.
Well, you're on the fairway.
I'm just saying.
On hole 2, although Adam's tee shot
That was terrible.
was less than ideal,
Wow. You hear about rough, but boy, this stuff is practically jungle-like.
his post-training recovery is the shot of the day.
Nice.
That felt pretty good.
Adam is clearly doing well, but Laird's taught him not just the rules, but also the regulations.
In addition to learning what it's like to play golf on a real course, we have also learned that proper playing of golf involves adhering to the rules of etiquette, and there are many of them. Among the most important are, the green is for putting, not for sitting, not for your golf clubs, and definitely not for lying down. Golf requires lots of concentration. It's totally frowned upon to yell on a golf course. And it's vital when teeing off to yell the customary 4 to warn golfers ahead of you lest you strike one of them unsuspectingly in the head.
Try as he might, Jamie's not only unable to emulate Adam,
Well, it didn't go in a bunker anyway.
he's also unable to better his own benchmarks
Oh, I could do better than that.
as he takes 1 more shot on hole 2 than he did pre-training. And that's a pattern that continues on the final 2 holes.
Right into the sand pit.
So it's no surprise when Jamie stops trying to improve his own game and starts trying to sabotage Adam's.
Adam, did I compliment you on your socks?
Jamie, shut the
right now. Are you kidding?
I'm just saying, they're really nice socks.
It's now, okay.
As they finally sink their final putts,
Nice.
Yes! That felt good and complete and not stupid.
in terms of scores alone,
All right, let's tally up our scores and have a beer.
Yeah.
it's not looking good for the Myth. Adam took 10 fewer strokes on round 2, meaning he improved by 25%. But Jamie, the key metric for the Myth, took just 2 shots fewer, which statistically is no difference at all. But there's more data to come.
Frankly, looking at the numbers, Jamie and I don't feel like they tell the whole story. Luckily, because we're thorough types, we did grab one other metric, unarguably the most important metric in the whole of golf, and that is the swing. Laird examined our swings both before and after training, and the results are pretty interesting.
How did I do, Laird?
Well, come on over. So you can see that as you swing the club back, you can see how your weight is more between your feet. You can see over here that you've landed beautifully on your left foot. Right foot's perpendicular to the ground.
Laird, on a scale of 1 to 10, what would you say the comparison is?
Well, I think on the first one, I'm going to give you a 3. On what we finished up with, I give it 8.5 to a 9. I think you did really great.
Wow.
As on the course, Adam's improvement is immense. Can Jamie compete this time?
The difference that we see is in terms of how much more range of motion you have. So because of that, you can develop more speed. By developing more speed, you have a chance to hit the golf ball farther.
But what's the all-important score?
On the first swing, I'll give you 1.5. Second swing, I'm going to give you a 2 at the best. There's not any improvement in terms of the striking of the ball. There is some in the range of motion and your athleticism, so that's great. But in the delivery of the club to the ball, sorry, no improvement. Excellent.
Yep, despite his hours spent flying solo, Jamie's swing is still not the thing.
As far as I'm concerned, while the video games did offer some guidance, they seem to be more focused on entertainment than instruction.
Well, this is actually kind of fun.
So where they have any real help, not half as much as coming out here and just playing golf.
So what do you think, Game Jockey? You think we've answered the question as to whether video games can make you better at real-world games?
I think we have.
And that answer would be?
No.
That's pretty definitive. Shall we play another round of real golf?
Sure, it's nice out here.
I agree. I've learned some things about my swing I could show you.
Oh, shut up.